If you are anything like me, or just thinking, you know what, it's all for the kids. You have a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Appreciate you hanging out with us, and hope you had a really good weekend. Hope you got to have some funsies and get out and celebrate. Really, really good weather. Amazing weather. Such a good weekend to get out and have some fun. So this weekend, well, I'll back it up. Back it up to last week. Queen Bee, I think, said to me, "Isn't Wild in the City this weekend?" I'm like, Wild in the City? No, it's not. It can't be. Yep, it was this weekend. Wild in the City is a fantastic program that's put on by Arizona Elk Society, and it teaches kids all kinds of archery, air rifles, 22s are out there, and this equestrian stuff going on, and fire starting and owl pellets and all this cool stuff. So it shows kids, hey, outdoors is cool. It's a lot cooler than your video game system. And but they need volunteers. And back when Slavo asked if we were going to this thing, and we said, yeah, sure, we'll help out. Yeah, Arizona Oak Society's been really good at Wildlife for Tomorrow. And so we thought, we're going to do it. What's up, Lynn? What's up, Rhonda? And so we signed up. This was months ago. And he was going to bring Princess Slavo with him, and they were going to just have a great time. We were all going to have a great time. We all forgot about it. All three of us. Yeah. So we were going to celebrate Mama Queen Bee's birthday on Sunday. So Queen Bee's like, I'm going to get somebody to go for me to help out. And I'm like, I don't have anybody that's going to go for me. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. It's all for the kids, right? It's all for the kids. We're going to teach them archery and all that fun stuff, right? So I get there. I said, I'm going to be there for setup. Setup's at 7 a.m. on Sunday, and that gives me time to scoot back for a little birthday festivities. So I go and set up, meet a lot of cool people that are just starting out to get into the outdoor volunteering, and it's really neat, and they're helping out and getting things set up. And it's everything's just coming together. And Lindsay, who runs the joint, she came up to me, and we go back. We're friends, and she said to me, asked me, she said, "You've shot archery before, haven't you?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Great." And I'm like, okay, I have no idea what that means. So I'm standing with the two guys that are going to be the volunteers that are going to be teaching the kids archery. And I'm just kind of hanging out. Then, they divide up into these groups, and everybody goes to their respective spaces. And our group comes, actually, these guys' group comes, and the kids are just sitting there. The kids are just sitting there, just, eager and happy, and they're just waiting for, something to happen. And I'm looking at the guys, and they go, "Okay, go ahead and start." What do you mean, go ahead and start? Lindsay asked you if you had taught archery before, and you were going to kind of show us how to, get us through at least the first group. I go, she said, have you ever shot archery? They said no. She asked you if you had taught archery before. No. So what am I going to do? Of course, I'm going to have to do this now. I'm stuck. I misheard her. She asked me if I had taught archery before, and I'm like, yep, lots of times, because I thought she said, have you shot archery before? These kids are looking and I'm just like, okay, I have how do I start? How do I start? Who here has shot a bow and arrow before? Two of the kids. I'm like, good. You're my little helper. Hop on up here. Let's do this thing. Okay. Here are the rules of safety in this shooting archery as a 8-year-old child. I had no idea, y'all. Absolutely no. Let's go to the tapes. Oh, no, we don't even go to the tapes. I'm pretty sure she did ask if I had taught before, because she was going to throw me into just at least, of course I would have done it anyway, but these two guys were just volunteers. One of them never even fired a bow before. So it was good I would have done it anyway. I'm just the knucklehead that was just sitting there while all the other lessons were starting around us and outside. I was just kind of sitting there like, okay, guys, yeah, kick this thing off. They're like, no, you're supposed to kick this thing off. Oh, what a show. Oh my gosh. So we had to learn how to, dominant eye and all that. And and safety. And then another volunteer comes and goes, you forgot to tell them this. I'm like, you're hired. Jump in here. Got through it. It was a lot of fun. It truly was. I do dig it. I mean, these 8-year-olds are just cute as buttons. And one little kid comes up to me at the very beginning, and he's like, I've shot a bow before. I'm not good at it. I've done it a couple of times. I'm not good at it. And I'm like, okay, I don't know really how you not be good at it, but okay, dude, it's fairly simple. But let's go through this. This kid, what up, Eddie? This kid started drawing back. We had him I was kind of hanging out with him. He's like 10 ringing it. This kid's just crushing. I'm like, you sandbagging little 8-year-old, you don't come up and like, I'm not really good at this. And you're damn Robin Hood. Move on, kid. I got to go talk to this girl over here who's chewing on an arrow. But I mean, it's so cool. And I just kind of got caught in that situation, but it was caught in a situation where I want to be in, where we're introducing kids to these programs and kids to the outdoors and getting them really excited about it. One guy, this was pretty encouraging. Now, hold on. More like the Tyson training videos in the match. Oh, Scott, we're going to get to that, buddy. Trust me. Not on this show, but we will talk about it today on In Other News. Yes. Never dry fire bow. Seriously, Brennan, that's what I started with, because that's like the number one rule of archery. Don't dry fire a bow. And the coolest thing, because this is when you deal with like 8-year-olds, right? They're like, right away. Why? And I'm like, well, hell, because I've always been told you're not supposed to. Stop asking questions, kid. No, for those that don't know, you do not dry fire bow. Dry fire bow, here's what it means. If you draw back a bow, a compound bow mostly, if you draw back a bow and it doesn't have an arrow in it, it doesn't have an arrow nocked, the force that the bow would put into that arrow is going to go into the limbs of the bow, the arms of the bow, essentially, and crack them. So it can break, it'll ruin your bow. You'll see if you look online, if you buy a used bow, that's one of the things you'll always see. Never dry fired, never dry fired, never dry fired. And I always thought, to me, because these things weigh, these arrows weigh like an ounce. They weigh nothing. And I thought I had to ask, because I didn't know. So I explained it in an easier way than this to the kids, because I'm sure they're not all golfers. It's the golf analogy. So if any of you have golfed before, and you have taken a swing and you missed the ball, or if you play baseball and you missed the ball when you swung as hard as you can, just swinging for the fences, right? And you miss, you like slip a disc, right? Golf, baseball, whatever it is. But if you hit a golf ball, like nothing ever happened. If you hit the baseball, like nothing ever happened. So what happens is when you swing the golf club, that when the club face meets the golf ball, all of that energy from your body and the club is transferred to that golf ball. It's amazing and awesome. It's transferred to the golf ball, and the golf ball goes bazillion miles away. Well, the same thing with an arrow that is knocked into a bow. So all of that force, all of that, so you pulling back, all of that draw, and my arms are like orangutan. So, I mean, it's a long way to go. All of it is transferred into that little darn near weightless arrow, and it sends it going basically a football field per second. So that's what it is. But if it's not in there, it's transferred to the limbs, and the limbs can crack and bust up. Can we discuss proper cutlery for the one-handed chef sometimes? I would love to. Actually, let's do this. When we're talking about the whole gift-giving stuff that we'll be getting in here, 'tis the season and all. After the holiday, or actually leading up to Black Friday, we'll talk about some cool knives and stuff like that, and maybe some that are a little easier for those of us that have one hand or two hands, or missing digits and in the like. So neat to see, and just big. I'm so thankful to all of the critter groups that do youth events like this, whether it's elk camp, whether it's deer camp, or if it's Wild in the City, or if it's like Queen Bee's program that she used to do in the summertime, or that she does out in the West Valley currently with Mesquite Wildlife Oasis. I'm just so thankful. I'm just so thankful that people do this. It's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. It's a ton of time. It's a ton of money. And it's for the kids. You know, do it. Yeah, it's for the kids. It's for the kids. Literally for the kids and for the grown-ups too. Because I got to tell you, me sitting around, we had probably about 45 minutes before the whole show started. And before we were going, so I was hanging out with the two guys, and I'm telling you, when outdoorsmen, aka rednecks, get together and just start to, I don't know these guys from Adam. Now I know most of their life. We just went on just meandering conversations of just sitting there with a coffee and just talking, and there ain't nothing like it. And why this is important and why I bring this up is A, volunteer, please. You're going to meet some cool people and get to maybe make some new friends. And B, if you take someone hunting, especially, I always say, I always say, hold on, let me straighten this out. It's Monday, y'all. Especially if you're dove hunting. And I always say dove hunting is probably the best way to get somebody into the outdoors, into our hunting world, at least to see. That component of it is as important as showing them success in a hunt or showing them success on the water, because it shows that there is a community, there's outdoor community, there's just this vibe, there's this brotherhood, this sisterhood, there's just this familial vibe or fraternal vibe that you're just chatting. Nothing's off limits. Say what you want to say, hang out and just sit and chat and drink coffee at a tailgate before you go on a hunt. Don't hurry through that part. Don't hurry through that part, and it'll make your whole world better. All right, Rhonda's on the ball, setting up a play date for all of us. All right, okay, I will check my email. I will definitely do. So I had a coaching call this morning and all this stuff and running around and walking the dog and hanging out with Queen Bee and all that stuff. So, starting the week off right and getting intern Nuge out the door. Holy crying out loud. Were we all that grumpy as 16-year-olds? Really? I was shocked when I asked him this weekend. I'm like, dude, do you want to go on my hunt? You can come on my hunt. I mean, I got you for the weekend. I mean, Thanksgiving weekend. If you want to come on the hunt, it's going to be cold, but you want to come? He's like, yeah, I think I do. Okay. Sure. Maybe. Intern Nugent might be coming along the hunt, but damn, man, just getting him out the door in the morning. He said, kids are grumpy these days. I didn't think I was that grumpy at 16. I was happy as hell. Like, I'm gone. You don't have to ask me to get out of the house. Yeah. We have had a lot on the show. FFO Fridays that had to do with bears. In bears jacking people up, jacking each other up and all that. But how about this? Bears causing hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage and theft out of 2 Mercedes-Benz and a Rolls-Royce. Yeah, the insurance actually paid out on these claims when a bear decided to get into, and this is all on camera, you're about to see this, when a bear decided to jump into the Rolls-Royce. In this case is the Rolls-Royce. I think this is the Rolls-Royce and not the Mercedes, but the Mercedes were broken into prior to. Same area. This is in California, where there's bears everywhere. So check this out. So let's get this. See if we can see this here. Okay. So this is the footage from the Department of Insurance, the California Department of Insurance. I'm not getting political. I'm not, but we need them here. Check us out. All right. So, there it is right there. Look at the bears in there. Arr, bears in there eating up everything he can. Yeah. I'm going to scratch you. Arr. Yeah. Then I don't know if that's the Mercedes. Look at just jacking this thing up. Look at this getting in there. That's over $150,000 claim. Look at it climb in the back. What? Is that a tail? What in the world? Do bears have tails? I'm looking around like I have my interns here. No, they don't have tails. Look at this thing. This thing's just in there jacking up all on camera. Yeah. This thing, yeah. Yeah, but it was tearing up. Okay, so I mean, obviously, it opened the door, so the light came on, and now we get to see all the festivities. Problem is, it's a big problem here. Big problem. That bear was a dude in a bear costume. Yeah, that was a dude in this bear costume jumping into the car and tearing it up and making a $150,000 insurance claim. Going back to this. So let's get this here. It's a little bigger. Yeah, look at this. Scratched up. Look at all it said. That's just scratched up. Scratched up the leather. Oh, not the leather, but look how uniform. Look how uniform those scratches are. Nice and uniform. You could measure between each of those lines identical. Why? Because the little pork shredders. That's what I use on when I smoke a pork butt and make carnitas. I mean, that's what you use those claws and you just kind of tear it all apart. Yeah, they use that to cut the seats and cut up cut up the whole thing. So let's see this here. God, this is absolutely hilarious. So let's see how much they got here. All right, so they submitted the security footage, which they have to for the insurance company as part of the claim, and let's see here. Let's see. Upon further scrutiny of the video, they say the investigation determined the bear was actually a person in a bear costume. So they actually figured it out. So what they did was they filed two other insurance claims with the company's same company on two different vehicles, a 2015 Mercedes AMG and a 2022 Mercedes E350. And then they just went right up to the Rolls Royce and just went from there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here's what we had. Ruben Tamrazayan, 26 years old, like young kid. Ararat, okay. I'm not getting into politics. These names look like eye charts. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, they're of Valley Village. They've all been arrested and charged with insurance fraud and conspiracy. Suspects filed 3 alleged fraudulent claims that cost the insurance companies $141,839 each and every claim. So yeah, so 3. So everybody was looking to make about $150 out of this, but to get in the bear costume and make it happen. But I mean, I don't disagree with that, Rhonda. Some people do anything to game the system. I get that, but or maybe you just chalk it up as kind of the poachers. Like, okay, they're just stupid. Poachers are stupid, mangy poachers. So it's not like they're going to think their crime through. These guys aren't obviously thinking their crime through unless they say, hey, I was going to do a different accent because these names sound, I'm going to say Russian. Boris Bersut. Boris Bersut. Yeah. Let's. I don't even know how you come up with it. What comes first? Like, are you just sitting around drinking vodka and you look at a bear suit and you're like, you know what? I think I got an idea. I think we can do this. I think we can pull this off. Let me ask you this: if you actually hunt in a bear suit, is that baiting, or is that a decoy? Do you make yourself a decoy if you hunt in a elk suit? Asking for a friend. Not that I'm going to go on Amazon right now and buy an elk suit, but I might buy an elk suit. I don't even know if they have one. I'm kidding. Well, okay. Fraud is going. Oh man, I forget what it was. It was something to the effect of $250 billion a year the government loses in fraud. Think about that. That's staggering. That's like a 16th of our national budget. It's unreal. Absolutely unreal. So yeah, so this would a dress up as a bear. Okay, let's do wrap this up. But I wanted to show you that because I thought that was just absolutely hilarious. It's a cow suit. Keep your back to a tree. It's true. It's true. Why are you think if see Jim? Yeah. It's a cow suit. Yeah. And a cow, just for those that don't know, a female elk is called a cow. And so that's what it is. Keep your back to a tree. I'm thinking of come on, help me. Val Kilmer Oh, come on. Top secret. Yes. Top secret. That's what I was thinking of. Yes. Top secret. No one coming with me on that. That's definitely a Gen X reference right there. Just got to hope the bigger bear doesn't find you and think you're pretty. That's kind of the same thing, Brendan, right? Yeah, just kind of keep your head on a swivel. Watch your six if you're doing that kind of stuff. Absolutely. Anyway, getting back to that, yes, it was top secret. It was the top secret. They were in a cow uniform. Jacques Ledmouse. Please get involved. If you would like, we will have some volunteer opportunities for our upcoming event in February, on February 1st, which is the Conservation Cup out at Ben Avery Shooting Facility, and in looking to the critter groups like Arizona Elk Society and Pronghorn and Mule Deer and all these critter groups that do a lot of volunteer stuff, not just for kids, but they do a lot of volunteering for habitat restoration, running water for wildlife, things like that. So just get involved. Yeah. You're right. Grizz was not here. Grizz would have been all over that. Again, the man who put the Riz in Grizzly. All right. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out. If you want to hang out a little bit later, we'll be doing on Any Other News at noon. But other than that, we will be back with a fresh Go Show on Tuesday at 11. Right here on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, world that we live in. Hold on a second. Oh, wait. We got a late entry from Scotty Scott here. Hold on. So a girl, boyfriend took her in a cow hunt, shot a cow. Her BF did her a disservice. I gotta figure that one out. Scotty, we'll revisit that one tomorrow right here on the Go Show. See you guys mañana.